Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get right into this. Today is Monday, October the 10th, 2022. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to have to give this one a 7. It was solid. Now we see Esme, right? So Esme is like, she's around the crime scene because they found Oz and they're like, they don't know who the suspect is. They just know that he's possibly been another attack, a victim of the hook killer. So when everyone leaves, Esme gets there and she's just like, oh, Oz. I don't know if Esme did this or not because at first it seemed like, yes, they were making it seem like she did. But now they make it seem like maybe she didn't. But who would be doing this? Because it seems like it's related to Trina. So who would be doing this besides Esme? I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments. So then we see Michael and Jocelyn. And so Jocelyn goes, Michael, I'm sorry, Dex and Jocelyn. So Jocelyn goes over to Dex's place because she wants to know why he's not at the hospital and why he hasn't turned Sonny in. And okay, I'm sorry. She asked him, "Are you gonna close your shirt?" And he can't close his shirt, but you managed to open the door. I'm just saying, your wrist worked well enough to open the door, but you can't close your shirt. Like, stop it, y'all gotta stop it. But anyways, Jocelyn's just like, I don't understand why you won't turn Sonny in. Like, someone has to take him down. And he said, you sound like your brother. And she said, how do you know what my brother sounds like? And he says, well, I've known he's had enough run-ins with Sonny that I can know what how he sounds and everything when he's talking about Sonny. And she says, oh, okay. But then she's like, why do you still want to work for Sonny? He said, listen, I understand. He was like, yeah, he's not my favorite person right now, but I get why he does what he does as far as wanting to protect his family. And she's like, if this is protecting your family, I don't know if I want this. And I believe it was oh shoot, who was it? I believe it was you, Eric, who made the comment about Michael, and Jocelyn and everyone, that they don't want anything to do with Sonny, but when it comes to using his name, dropping his name and using that for their benefits, they'll definitely let's see, was it you? They'll definitely take care of that. And that's exactly true. And that's the only thing that I don't like about the whole them getting with Sonny, is that they don't want anything to do, but when it comes to dropping his name to get into places or get people to do do what they want them to do, they have no they don't care about using his name. Then they have no qualms about it. So I don't like that part. But anyways, Dex not gonna go to the police, and so Jocelyn ends up leaving. And I said, didn't Michael tell you to leave this girl alone? Didn't he tell you that? Because he didn't understand why she was there anyway. So I can't blame this one on him. But Jocelyn, there's no reason for you to be there. He works for Sonny. She's seen him do bad things, but she just tells him, next time Sonny has you locked away and are tortured, don't look for me to help. And he said it won't happen again. But and so she ends up leaving. But I'm like, like, you running over there to check on Dex, and it doesn't make sense. What's the difference between him, how bad you feel about him, and how you feel about Sonny? Like, yes, Sonny might do the orders, but Dex is the one who follows through, the same way Jason was the one who follows through. But y'all still have these fond memories of Jason. Like, and I'm going to talk about that later when we get on to Michael. So then we see Jordan and Curtis. And baby, she has finally gave him the divorce papers. Yes, y'all. Yes, Sandy and everyone. She's finally gave him the divorce papers, exactly what he has been bugging her about. And I am so glad, so he can leave her alone. Like, because it had got on my nerves telling her, why didn't you get the divorce? You're the most organized person I know. Because she told him, listen, keep the receipt that proves that I have issue, I've done the papers and I turned them in and everything. And she said, keep it. And he said, no, I don't have to do that. And she said, no, I prefer you keep it. And you know what was puzzling to me? Why is he leaving it up to Jordan to do it? why didn't he get the papers together and all she had to do was sign them? And why is he leaving it up to her? But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, she has done the papers, and he says, we both know, our marriage wasn't perfect, but we had good times. He said, but when it was time to move on, we both knew it was. And she said, no, I still wanted to fight for our marriage, but you did not, and I was okay with that. I respected your decisions, and now I just want you to be happy with Portia. So just be happy. And because and Curtis always does this where he's just putting, like, it's almost like he has to put Jordan down to build Portia up instead of just saying, what I have with Portia is different. He always has to let Jordan know what she's done wrong and everything. But let's move on from there because they got those divorce papers, and Jordan said, you keep that receipt because I don't want to hear this again. On Stella, you needed to tell the truth because Jordan has been getting a business from Curtis and Portia. And that's another reason she told him to keep it so you could show Portia as well. So Ava is at the hospital, and Amy and Portia are they're in her room, but they're like talking among each other. And Ava's just like, Portia, I'm ready to go. And I said, what is happening in this scene? It was almost like it was jokingly like they were ignoring Ava, and I was like, what's going on here? And then Ava finally, when Amy leaves, Ava finally says, Portia, I'm ready to go. She said, I understand you ready to go. You're ready to go. And we just want to double check that you're okay. She said, and I want to make sure that you stay away from Nicholas. And I said, huh? She said, I want to make, because Ava tells her she's living with Nina, and Sonny will protect her because he's with Nina and she's the mother of his child. So she's gonna make sure Ava has extra protection. And she tells her, I want to make sure you stay away from Nicholas. Like, don't go near him. And I said, what, Portia? I don't understand this. Y'all tell me, am I missing something? Is there something deeper going on with that? Like, I know Portia doesn't really care for Spencer and all that, but I didn't think she really cared too much about Ava's marriage. And then she tells Ava she's glad she closed down the gallery. And she said, well, you could Curtis is the one who asked me to do that because he wanted to make sure Trina was safe until we find out who this maniac is going around killing people. And she was like, okay. And she said, well, I am glad that that happened because, she wants to keep Trina safe, and she thanks Ava for the sponsorship, that internship that Trina is going to be able to do as well. And then Amy comes in and she said, did y'all hear? And they said, no, Amy, no, we didn't hear what is it. And she says, but Portia's like, we're trying to get Ava home. She said, Ava said, what did we hear? What are you asking? Did we hear? And she said, the hook killer striked again. She said, they couldn't ID him, but I knew where he was as soon as I saw him. And they said, who? And she said, that guy that helped Trina, testified on Trina's behalf. And Portia's like, Oz Haggerty? Oh my God. And so then Ava's like, I gotta go. She jumps on the elevator and they're like, where are you going? She says, they were like, Ava, you need to be safe. And she says, I'm gonna be okay. I gotta go. So Ava leaves out. So then Jordan and Curtis are still in her office, and she's on the phone because she's just got a phone call about Oz that that he was the next victim. And Portia ends up there, and I said, why is but I guess Portia needed to talk to Jordan, so that's why she ended up there. And she told Curtis, I didn't expect to see you here. And he said, yeah, we got the divorce papers. And then Jordan gets off the phone and she says, go, you two, you should be celebrating your marriage or planning a wedding. And she says, I am gonna go. Portia tells Jordan this, but I heard about the other attack, and they said, yeah, it's Oz and everything. And they said it looks random. And Portia says, no, they have three of these attacks have one person in common, Trina. And so they start talking, and Portia is just like, Diane defended Trina. She did a wonderful job. Ava loves Trina. She's very close to her. She's her mentor, and she's protective of her. And she says Oz gave Trina the testimony that she needed to be acquitted. And she said, but Brando doesn't make sense. And then Curtis says, oh my gosh. And Jordan was like, unless they weren't after Brando, because they said Jocelyn had been in that alley right before Brando was attacked. So the person might have been after Jocelyn, and Brando just happened to be there. And they were like, oh my gosh, this person is after Trina. Like, it's tying in the Trina. And they said they have to look into it. So then we see Victor and Nicholas, and Victor is still telling Nicholas, yes, this I can't believe you went and told Ava you were gonna give her this ammo, yeah, it's ammunition to be able to put you in prison because you love her. And Nicholas says, I love her. And I voluntarily gave that to her. She didn't have to persuade me to do it. It was my offering to tell her how serious I am about her and how much I care for her. And they were just like, and Victor was like, well, you shouldn't have done that because it makes no sense. And so he says, Uncle Victor, I know you don't understand this, but because you've never been in love, but um and Victor tries to say that he has been, but his was with Lisa. And Nicholas said, she don't want nothing to do with you. That's not love. You were obsessed with that woman, and she still wants nothing to do with you. So no, you don't know what love is. He said, yes, you can make me divorce Ava, but I still have feelings for her. Now at this time, Esme is outside trying to get into Windermere, but she can't get in because they've changed the locks. And she said, go figure, they wouldn't change the locks and everything. So then they hear a rattling at the door, and I was like, Esme? No, they're inside the house. But Victor pulls them in, and it's Ava. And she comes in, and they were like, what are you doing here? And she told Victor, don't touch me. And she told Nicholas, I was here just to let you know there was another attack. And she tells him who it was. And I said, I thought Ava had put it together. Had put together the attack, but that's not true. She just was wanting to warn Nicholas and probably see Nicholas, because he said, you could have called and told me that, but she wanted to see you, you know it. And anyway, she said, tell him to bring my clothes. And he said, okay. And but she acted like, oh, okay, that's it. That's all I wanted. And Victor said, I'll walk you out. She was like, mm-hmm. But then she told Victor, you don't have to walk me out and everything. And he says, yes, I do. It's dangerous out there. And then we see Esme go into the house. So then we're at Breno's reception. You know how after the funeral they have, the refreshments and everything. So we missed the funeral, which I'm kind of sad about that. No one shows funerals anymore. Have y'all noticed that? Like, Ray didn't have a funeral on Young and the Restless. We didn't see Abigail's funeral. They kind of just skip over funerals now. But anyways, they have a funeral, and Nina's done a really great job. She set it up, everything, so that with Brendo's favorite everything. And even Olivia told her, Nina was like, Olivia, I don't have time for this today. She said, no, I just want to tell you, you did a lovely job and doing this for Sasha. And Nina was like, thank you, Olivia. So then we see Michael and Willow are there, and he's just so upset. And I'm like, Michael, why did you come? You went to the funeral. You didn't have to go to the reception, because at the end of the day, you knew Sonny was going to be at the reception. And plus, you all about getting away from his name. Why did you come? Y'all know how I feel about Michael. There'll be nothing he could ever do. They'll be like, oh yay, good Michael. No, because he's just a brat. He was a brat as a child, and he's a brat now that he's older. So anyways, he and Willow are talking, and she just tells him, this isn't about you and your dad. This is about Brando and showing respect. Tell him, please. And so then we see Maxie, Dante, and Sam arrive, and Maxie says, thank you guys for giving me a ride. I don't think I would be able to drive. And they were like, sure, we're happy to help. So then Dante goes and talks to Michael, because Michael is so upset. Like, clearly you can tell something's bothering him. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not about you, Michael, but you're at a funeral memorial for Brando, acting like it's all about you. But anyways, so Dante is like, what's going on with you? And he says, Dex, did y'all really think Dex did that to the victims? And he said, yes, it really did. Was looking like Dex had done it until Diane was able to ID that it was a woman. And he said, well, Dex left the police station. Then he goes missing 48 hours. Want to bet what our dad was doing to him? And I'm like, what did you think Jason was used to do to people? Like, that's what kills me about this whole thing. They always sit on this high horse and are like, Sonny is just such a mobster, a gangster, and he's a criminal, and he's that. But y'all love Jason. Who do y'all think was the enforcer? Like, what do you think he was doing? Talking to him, having a stern talking? It makes no sense. Like, all these years now, it's just too much. Oh, it's just too much. And you can't take it, just the thought of what Sonny has done. Like, please spare me. So then we see Gladys and Sonny speak, and they have a nice conversation because Gladys says she thinks it's time for her to move on, and Sonny said, you got to stay here and be strong for Sasha. And she says, I don't know, Sonny. And he because it's hard on her. And he said, Brando used to always come to me because he always wanted to know, like, how can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? How can I be better, just a man? And he said, and I used to tell him, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. You just try to be the best person you can be, and you just are there for your family. And he said, so right now you need to be there for your family. And she said, Brando coming to town, she was ashamed of him. And she told people he was dead, and now he's really dead. And then she was, she got to meet Sonny, and she was so happy because Sonny had it all. He had the family, he had the love, he had the money, he had everything. He said, looks can be deceiving. And she just tells him, I don't know if I can do this. And he said, yes, you can, Gladys. You're strong. And I'm not leaving you. We're family. And then he said, all the money in the world doesn't matter if you don't have family. And she told him, but it helps. And he said, that's the Gladys I know. So then she goes and talks to Nina, and she says, I know I've been hard on you, but I want to tell you that I appreciate what you've done, like for Sasha, for Brando, how you've made this ceremony. I appreciate that. And I know I can't repay you, but I'll tell you this, Sonny, go talk to Michael, make it right. She said, Brando and I were almost there where we had made it completely right, but we didn't have enough time. Don't lose time with Michael. So then TJ and Willow are talking, child, and Nina sees this, right? And Nina is watching them. I said, Nina, you my girl. I can't defend you when you do this kind of stuff. It's hard, girl. And so Willow tells TJ, Nina's watching us because she thinks we're being intimate or we're together or something. And he says, are you serious? And I said, I don't know why y'all playing this game. Like, why don't y'all just tell her we're not together, we're friends? I don't know. I don't think Nina should just be jumping into the conclusions, but I don't think Willow and TJ should feed into it either. And so then Sasha comes up and she tells TJ, I know you and Brando had a falling out, but I know it meant a lot to Brando when y'all started making up and everything. So thank you for being here. And then TJ excuses himself so that Willow and Sasha can talk. And Willow says, Sasha tells Willow, I know why you haven't been around, because you think I would take it hard with you being with pregnant and having Michael. You have everything. And Willow says, I don't have everything. And she says, is everything okay with the baby? And she said, yeah. What, everything okay with you? And Willow lies and says, yes. She's just saying it's hard sometimes. And Sasha's like, oh, I get what you mean. She said, but at the end you have family, and that's important. Cherish that. So then we see TJ goes and talks to Nina, and he pretty much tells Nina, like, it was beautiful what you did, and I respect that. And she was like, thank you. He says, my uncle respects you a lot. And she says, I feel the same way about him. He says, so why are you putting this out here about Willow and I? And she just tells TJ, listen, being on Michael's bad side, I will tell you one thing. You don't want to be on Michael's bad side. So whatever you and Willow have going on, you don't want that. And so then we see Michael, TJ, Willow, Nina, and Sonny. And they say, Willow says, I'm tired. No, Nina says, Willow, you look tired. Michael, why don't you get Willow home so she can rest? And Willow says, I can I can take care of myself, Nina. And then she says, TJ, well, do you mind taking me home? I said, why can't Michael take you home? Y'all came together. It didn't make sense. And teacher said, I would be happy to take you home. I said, all right, keep playing. Keep playing. Y'all too. And so then Sonny said, tells Nina, do you mind if I speak to Michael? And she's like, okay. So Sonny tells Michael, he talked to someone and they told him they family is everything and don't run out of time. So he says, I want to talk to my son. And he says, just keep an open mind about it. And so Sonny's trying to reach out. It's not going to do any good, but he's trying to reach out. And so then we see Dex goes to Dante goes to Dex, and Dex is like, what are you doing here? And he was like, I want to know where you were, and what happened between you and my father. And that was General Hospital today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I don't know what, I don't like this whole storyline with Willow and TJ, because I feel like if enough people do start seeing you do stuff, that they will question that, even though everybody knows ain't nothing going on with them. But and then I'm like, Nina, mind your business, girl. And as far as Jocelyn, they are really, she's gonna end up with Dex. So but I don't know why. I just don't know. She's always over around him. And I don't understand, like, how on one hand they're like, Dex, she's running after Dex, but then she's like, Sonny's so bad. But if Sonny's so bad and Dex, she believes Dex to work for Sonny, then wouldn't that make her want to stay away? I don't know, y'all. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow for an all new episode of What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital edition. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.